Hey everyone, today's video is about when you have a panic attack. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Let's get going. You've had a long day of hero training, and as you step through the door of your shared apartment, you can't help but feel utterly drained. Bakugo, your fierce emperor boyfriend, is sitting on the couch, hunched over a pile of papers. His blonde hair is disheveled, and his crimson eyes are fixed on the work before him. Hey, Katsuki, you greet him softly, shedding your jacket and tossing it over a nearby chair. You've learned that approaching him gently is the best way to avoid sparking his famous explosive temper. He grunts in response, not looking up from his task. You know he's been under a lot of stress lately, and you're worried about him, but you also know that he doesn't like to talk about his feelings. So instead of pressing him, you decide to make him a cup of tea, hoping it might make him relax. As you wait for the kettle to boil, you can't help but think about how much you love him. Despite his rough exterior, he's been a constant source of support and love in your life. You met during your first year at UA High, and it didn't take long for your friendship to blossom into something deeper. Now you're both in your third year, and you've been living together for almost a year. The kettle clicks off, and you pour the hot water into a mug, carefully selecting Bakugo's favorite tea. You make your way back to the living room, where he's still buried in his work. Hey, Katsuki, I made you some tea, you say, holding the steaming mug out to him. He finally looks up to you, and the corners of his mouth twitch in the smallest of smiles. Thanks, Juan, he mutters, taking the mug from your hand. You sit down beside him on the couch, and he leans against your shoulder, letting out a tired sigh. You know he's been pushing himself too hard, and you're worried about the toll it's taking on him. Katsuki, you've been working nonstop lately, you say gently, running a hand through his unruly hair. You need to take a break and relax. I can't, Juan, he replies, his voice strained. There's too much to do, too many people to protect. You understand his dedication to being a hero, but you also know that he needs to take care of his own self. I know you want to save everyone, but you can't do that if you're running on empty. Please, just take a break for tonight. He doesn't respond, but he doesn't pull away either. He take that as a small victory and decide to change the subject. You know, Katsuki, I've been thinking about our upcoming anniversary. Maybe we could. Before you can finish your sentence, you're interrupted by a loud explosion from outside. Bakugo's hero instincts kick in immediately, and he's on his feet in an instant, leaving the half-finished tea on the table. Stay here, he orders, his hero costume already materializing around him. As he rushes out the door, you watch him go, your heart pounding in your chest. You know he'll do everything in his power to protect the city, but that doesn't stop you from worrying about him. Minutes turn into hours, and you're left alone in the apartment, anxiously waiting for any word from Bakugo. Your mind starts to race, and your breathing quickens. Panic starts to set in. You try to remind yourself to stay calm, to take deep breaths, but it's not working. The fear and worry are overwhelming, and you can feel the panic attack taking hold of you. Just when you think you can't handle it anymore, the door bursts open, and Bakugo rushes in, his costume torn. He immediately spots you, huddled on the couch, trembling. Juan, he exclaims, rushing to your side. What's wrong? You can barely even speak, your words coming out in gasps. I was so scared. Katsuki, I saw something happen to you. His expression softens, and he pulls into his arms, holding you tightly. I'm here, Ryan. I'm safe. You don't have to worry. He stays with you, whispering calming words and stroking your hair until your breathing finally returns to normal. You're embarrassed by your panic attack, but Bakugo doesn't judge you. He knows that even heroes can be vulnerable. Once you've calmed down, you look up at him, tears still glistening in your eyes. I'm sorry, Katsuki. I didn't mean to fall apart like that. He brushes a tear away from your cheek and smiles gently. You don't have to apologize, Juan. I'm just glad you're okay. You lean in and press your lips to his, pecking him softly. In that moment, you're reminded of just how lucky you are to have him in your life. He may be a hot-headed hero, but he's also the one who will always be there to catch you when you fall. Bakugo's lips meet yours with a tenderness that surprises you. It's moments like this when you see a different side of him, a side that's not defined by explosions, but by love and vulnerability. He pulls away slightly, his intense eyes searching yours. Juan, he begins, his voice softer than anything you've ever heard. I know it can be a pain in the ass sometimes, and I don't say it enough, but I love you more than anything in the world. Your heart swelled at his confession, and you reach up to cup his cheek. I love you too, Katsuki, and I worry about you because I can't bear the thought of losing you. He nods, leaning into your touch. I promise I'll try to take better care of myself, but man, you have to promise me something too. Anything. You reply without hesitation. Promise me that you'll always talk to me, even when it's hard to you. We're in this together, okay? I really just don't want you to suffer alone. You smile, tears of gratitude in your eyes. I promise, Katsuki. We'll face everything together. With that, he pulls you into another deep kiss, sealing your promise with a passionate embrace. As the two of you hold each other, you can feel the weight of the world lifting from your shoulders. Together, you'll weather any storm that comes your way. From that day forward, you both make an effort to prioritize your mental and emotional well-being, understanding that being heroes doesn't mean you have to be invincible. Thanks for listening. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Goodbye.